I'm just chuckling at an England fan saying he's going to be looking forward to penalty shootout. That's.
Good morning and welcome to Gulf News Kicking Back, the chat show all about football. I'm Imran and I'm joined by Matt and Shamsir. Right, as ever, let's bring you up to date with some latest news, or rather rumours actually. Liverpool could bid for French superstar Kylian Mbappe, as the forward has told PSG that he wants to leave the club this summer. Does that mean Mo Salah's going to be leaving? There's been rumours about him possibly moving on, so we'll have to wait and see what that means. Real Madrid's French defender Raphael Varane wants to join Man United, but a stumbling block could be his wages. They're believed to be about £400,000 a week. Crazy money. And finally, Arsenal are monitoring the progress of Lille midfielder Renato Sanchez, who is currently impressing for Portugal at Euro 2020. Now, speaking of Euro 2020, it is about to get properly exciting now. The group stages have been concluded. The teams have been whittled down from 24 to 16. The knockout stages begin today. If the games are tied after 90 minutes, they're going to go into extra time. If they're still tied, they're going to be decided by a penalty shootout. Can't wait for that. Okay, we've got two games today. Let's start with Wales against Denmark. Denmark are the favourites. They've won 6 of the last 10 meetings against Wales. And they're going to have most neutral support because obviously because of the Christian Eriksen incident, he's recovered from cardiac arrest. So everyone's on their side basically. But Wales manager Rob Page has said that his side are going to be attacking and they're ready for battle and that the gloves are off. Well, it's going to be a good game, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, I'm just chuckling at an England fan saying he's going to be looking forward to penalty shootout. That's a new one.
Southgate, Wembley, Germany. Right.
Thank goodness you're not playing Germany. Wales. They're doing the right thing. You know, obviously you can be sympathetic to a point, but you can't become an overarching theme of the whole match. You're still out there to win. You know. It's the same as like say a player in an opposite team gets a serious injury, breaks a leg. You don't all of a sudden take your foot off the gas and let them score a goal. No, Finland did the right thing. They played the game. Okay, it was subdued. Whether it went ahead was a debatable thing. But they got on with what the task ahead of them. That's exactly what Wales will do. They know it's been an emotional time for Denmark. They know that as well, and they've been very sympathetic. But as soon as that first whistle goes, they've got a job to do. Otherwise, they'll get absolutely pilloried in the media. They'll get, it could cost people their jobs, and they've just got to get on with their job and put emotion to one side.
Yeah, when it comes to the Denmark thing, they started their campaign pretty traumatic, then it became dramatic, and after that it became euphoric, and it's going to be emphatic going forward. And I wish Denmark to progress, because for that side they have quality in them, and obviously the loss of Christian Eriksen, like what you guys are saying, that the neutrals are with them. But the problem is that now they are moving out of Copenhagen. The 12th man won't be there with them. But still, I think Denmark have enough quality within them to progress even without Christian Eriksen, which we have seen already. Yes, they have only won one game in the group stages, but that was an emphatic win against who was that? The last game they played, and it was great. Russia. They just dismantled Russia, and you can see how he changed the system after that Eriksen thing. He moved the change in formation from 4 at the back to 3 at the back, and which played well for them. And playing a little magician in Damsgaard as a false 9, it all worked well for Denmark. And coming to Wales, they have a certain Gareth Bale who can do a bit of magic, and we have seen how he's instrumental to that Wales team, and what he has done for Wales in the game against Turkey was absolutely scintillating. But it was a subdued performance from him in the first game against Switzerland. But then he showed he is capable of doing something magical, which we all know how he is. So for Wales to progress, they need their bigger boys like Aaron Ramsey or Gareth Bale to step up. But I think Denmark will have enough within them to progress against his Welsh side.
Now we've got some team news for Wales. There's no new injury concerns, and they're going to be bringing back Kiefer Moore, Ben Davies. These two were both, they didn't play their last game against Italy because they were one yellow card away from a suspension, so they sat out. But they're going to be missing Ampadu. He got a red card in that Italy game. How do you think they're going to get on? I mean, we're looking at Bale and obviously Ramsey to really get them going. But have they got a chance against Denmark today?
I think again it all depends on. We've seen the Ramsey Bale show, both sides of it. There was in the first game they're both fairly anonymous, and it showed how it affected the rest of the team. But then they clicked, and it just showed how that, I think it was 2-0 against Turkey, and it was just it was like I said, they rolled back the clock. It was 2016 all over again, and they were just running the show. If they can do that again, then they've got a chance. They do have a real chance. But I think that the big failing of Wales, as I said over and over again, is the over dependency on key players or key player and a half. And like we saw it with Poland, the one man tries to drag a team across the line, they come up short. I think it's going to be the same scenario again today. Denmark have got class throughout that whole team, even minus Eriksen, and they'll be too strong in certain areas of the field where Wales will be lacking. And try as they might, Bale and Ramsey won't be able to get them over the line this time.
Yeah, Ampadu miss is going to be huge for Wales. That red card was absolutely horrendous one. It was never a red card. So I don't know why they haven't resigned that, but still he has to miss this important game for Wales now. But then with that, I think he'll have to change his formation back to 4-2-3-1. And I still think it's going to be an entertaining game because Wales will try to attack. You know how fast and pacey the Daniel James is there on the left flank. So it's going to be entertaining. But I think with the three at the back that Denmark is playing, they can keep them bay, the Welsh wingers at bay. And I think it's going to be Denmark's way. They're a good, strong team, and they have more motivation. With that Eriksen thing, I'm sure they really want to progress into the tournament. I'm not saying taking anything away from Wales. They have done it in the past, but I think it's Denmark's game.
Denmark are probably going to stick to, like you say, Shamsu, three at the back. But going forwards, I mean, they're quite a threat as well. Pierre-Emile Holberg, he's got 3 assists in the last 3 games at Euro 2020. You mentioned Damsgaard. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 games for Denmark. I mean, they're going to be looking at these two in particular to make the difference to get them through, aren't they?
Also, this guy Poulsen and Brathwaite, they're also good at attack. Playing Damsgaard as a false 9 is going to work out well for Denmark. It's going to be difficult for the Welsh defenders, although they are very, very good defensive-minded players. Like you have Rondon and Mepham. They're all good defenders, but it's going to be difficult for them. When these guys are moving, you don't know like who to track. Who is there, because that's the thing with the false 9. This guy will be drifting around, and Brathwaite could be playing as a number 9 at times. Then Damsgaard will be playing as a false 9. Then Poulsen could be there. So it's going to be an interesting battle up front, and I think they have enough to score goals there. I think Poulsen, or it's going to be a 3-1 for Denmark. That's what I'm going.
Oh, prediction time, eh? You think 3-1? I think Denmark are going to edge this. I think it'll be decided within 90 minutes. I don't think we'll need extra time or penalties. Wales obviously need Bale and Ramsey to shine, but I think Denmark are just destined now, after what happened to Eriksen, to progress. I think not too many goals in this. I think 1-0 to Denmark. Matt, what do you think?
Okay, no, just saying, I think you're quite right there. I'm obviously just saying about the talent throughout the team, and Højbjerg, he really thrived at the end of the season for Tottenham. And he's taken that. He's one of these guys that's taken his form into this tournament and seems to be peaking just at the right time, because he had a fairly anonymous first half of the season for Tottenham, and then he just kind of got better and better. He was getting on the score sheet as well, and then people are like, "How do you spell that?" Those sort of guys that are going to come in, that'll make the difference of what makes a complete team. So I'll say 2-0 Denmark.
But for Højbjerg, like he'll have to keep playing as a defensive midfielder. He'll have to, vary about going forward in this game, because there is the threat of Ramsey and Bale, and he has to track them back as well. So I don't think he'll be moving forward a lot in this game. But still, Højbjerg is a very, very crucial figure in that Denmark side.
Yeah, and Shamsu, you're right about the false number 9. Wales, I mean, yeah, Denmark, I think they're going to really pull Wales apart in this one. And the funny thing is, Wales have had the most shots against them in the tournament. So they're a little bit, well, I wouldn't say soft, but you can play against them. And with Denmark deploying that false nine, with Poulsen getting forward, Braithwaite there as well. We've mentioned Holberg. It could be, well, we'll see how they get on. But we're all thinking, we're all going with Denmark, are we?
Yeah, I think so. Although unless Wales play their mastermind young midfielder called Matthew Smith.
You better get your kit on.
The helicopter's waiting.
I'll be a good one.
We can all.
Not that I've got a very uncommon name.
Yeah, we can all go with all these predictions, but it requires just one moment of brilliance, one moment of inspiration, or one moment of losing your head, one moment of absolute madness could decide all these games. So. But we can go with our prediction, hopefully. But if it changes, I'm all for it. If it's against it.
Right, you're right. Let's see how they get on. Okay, the other game today, or tonight, I should say, kicks off at 11 o'clock. Is Italy against Austria. Now, Italy, for me, I think for all of us, have been the team of the tournament. They play attacking football. They're on the front foot. They don't just settle for a single goal like the old teams Italy of old used to do. Roberto Mancini's really transformed them, and he says the best is yet to come. How impressed have you been with Italy so far?
I just said it over and over. It's just, you start to run out of superlatives, Jeff. They're really good. The way that they go forward, the cohesion, everything is just brilliant. The worry for me is you've seen this with Dutch teams of the past. They're just such a joy to look at, but then one day they either come up against a tough tackling team that kicks them off the park, or as you said, as Shamsia said, one bizarre decision or one moment of madness, and you're all of a sudden you could be down to 10 men, and their game plan goes out the window. True. And my worry is that they'll have one off day, and then all of a sudden they'll be out, and people will go, "Oh my goodness," So my concern is the outside factors of that could have an impact on that team, because a plan B with 10 men against the likes of Austria or whoever they may be meeting in the next round, that would be a lot tougher challenge for these guys, because they don't have that superstar talent. They can step up and have that wonder moment, because they've got a lot of great players there, but they don't have the Mbappe or the Ronaldo, the superstar guy that likes to grab all the headlines. So to me, that's the concern. I think they'll have no problem today, but like I said, we've seen before in the past that these cohesive, groundbreaking unit teams always seem to come up that little bit too short, and never quite get all the way there.
Yeah, and the thing is that now they have the burden of the expectation on their shoulder. Now everyone tips them as the favorites to win the tournament after seeing their performance in the group stages. But you can see the team spirit within that squad, right from the national anthem, you can see how they're going about this game. They feel so much pride in wearing that shirt, and you can see that on the ground as well. And the unity among that group. Yeah, and the unity among that group, man, it's absolutely great. You can see even the substitution Mancini made in the last game. He substituted the goalkeeper for Sirigu to give him that taste of that Euro 2020. That itself is incredible. That shows that the team is so united. They all want to win. They all want to perform well, and they have records at sides. If they win this game, it's going to be a record which will last for like a century or something. It's going to be.
Oh, did we lose Shamsir there?
I think he just put himself on mute somehow.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just got a call from someone, So, yeah, just taking the rhythm out of my Italian praises. But yeah, the thing is that, yes, but like what Matty mentioned, one moment of madness or one moment of inspiration from the other team can spoil their party. But I don't think that's going to be this game, because Austria, they will be too strong for Austria, man. And an Italian squad, they're all fighting for their places. You know, we have seen the changes that Mancini made in the last game, but then they all want to prove a point. And I think Locatelli, Barella, and Verratti, all these guys will be back in the midfield along with Jorginho. You know, and it's going to be a great headache for Mancini to pick his team for the round of 16 game. But there is another boost for them. Like, I think Cheleni is back, so which is going to be a great boost for them, and he's like a leader for them. I can't see anything other than an Italian win in this game, man. Can't see anything else.
You mentioned their record, Shamsir. They're going to be, if they don't lose this one, it'll be 31 games unbeaten. They've currently won their last 11. They haven't conceded a goal. They're on superb form, like you mentioned. Chiellini should be back. They've got Bonucci at the back as well. They've got Jorginho in midfield, Locatelli, Verratti. Those guys dictating play in midfield. They've got Insigne and Immobile getting the goals. I mean, Austria don't stand a chance, but a quick word on Austria. I mean, they've been solid, but they haven't been spectacular. And a lot's going to depend, like we mentioned before, on where David Alaba plays. If he's playing at the back again as a 3, we're not going to see much of him on the ball. If he plays left midfield, he's going to give Italy something to think about then. I mean, he can whip in really dangerous crosses into the box for the forwards. So a lot will depend on where they play Alaba, won't they?
Yeah, again, it's the I feel like a bit of a broken record here. It's like, you know, the one-star player in a lot of in a team of a lot of well, average-ish players. You know, they are in the last 16 on merit. But yeah, I think that the worry for the Austrian team is if they play Alaba in that creative position, they then have more of a hole at the back that they have to then fill. And they know that he's probably the most capable guy for that position as well. So it's like, do we keep him in the defensive place and make sure that we don't concede silly goals? Or do we put him in the midfield and then we try and attack this team? And I think, personally, if it was me, I'd put him in midfield because these guys, Italy are going to come at you anyway. So you might as well go back at them and, you know, give as good as you get because there's no other way that you're going to beat this team. I really doubt you're going to get them 0-0 on penalties, because they're just going to keep coming at you for 90 minutes. And the only way you're going to overcome that is to get goals yourself.
All right, let's have some predictions then. I'm going to go with a comfortable night for Italy. I think they're going to be too good for Austria. This one as well is going to be settled, I think, in the 90 minutes. We're not going to need extra time with penalties. I think Italy can put 3 or 4 past. I'm going to go 3-0 Italy.
I was waiting for you to go 10-0 the way you were talking earlier. Yeah, okay. Right, I'll give you 2 scores. If Alaba starts in midfield, 2-1, and if he starts at the back, 3-0.
Okay. You know, like for Austria, I have to put some words for them. You know, it's an incredible achievement for them to get past the group stages. This is the first time they have ever done in a European competition. That itself is a remarkable thing for the nation. But, you know, I think they should enjoy this game because I don't think they are the favorites by any means. You know, I don't think they stand a chance by any means, but it's a game of football. Anything can happen in 90 minutes. If they enjoy their game, you know, they could, you know, restrict Italy to 2 or 3 goals. If they try for their tactics and, you know, like absorbing pressure and everything, it's going to be a nasty one for them. I think I'm going with Italy 4-0. With Immobile to get a brace and Barella with a goal, and Bonucci with a header.
Goodness. You get good odds on that.
No chance for Australia. I think we're all agreed that they've been looking so good, but like you say, Matt said, you know, an off night, a bad decision, something. I think that's the only way that'll stop them from progressing. But anyway, we'll wait and see. Okay, thanks for watching and thanks to my guests. We'll be back tomorrow to preview the next 2 games. In the meantime, you can head to golfnews.com for all the latest news and we'll see you later.